Did Archbishop say he is being bullied to force same-sex marriage? The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has spoken of being threatened with parliamentary action in an attempt to force same-sex marriage into the Church of England. Speaking at a global Anglican Consultative Council, ACC, meeting in Ghana, he also said that many members of the General Synod have dismissed his concerns about recent reforms. The Archbishop's comments come after the General Synod, the Church of England's Legislative Assembly, passed a motion to allow the blessing of same-sex couples in civil partnerships earlier this month. In his presidential address to the 18th plenary of the ACC, Mr. Welby said that rules about sexuality in the Church of England have been labeled for discussion as a result of growing atheism in the UK. He told those at the meeting, held in the capital of Ghana, Accra, that Christian values of community and mutual responsibility have been almost eliminated in favor of individualism in the global north. Mr. Welby said, quote, "In the UK and in many parts of Europe, the majority of people now belong to no faith at all. They are not Christians, they are not Muslims, they are not pagans, they are not Jews, they are not Hindus. They do not belong." I think the lines between church and state are getting more and more. The rules are getting pushed, and I think that this is happening, not just in England, but it's happening across the globe. I wouldn't use the term bullying. I think the people that are being bullied are the people that are not being accepted in the church. But I think this is part of the movement. We're starting to see it, coming into play in, the Catholic Church about accepting, our queer community in church. We're starting to see more and more churches trying to find ways to affirm our communities, because as we know that, we have someone sitting here at our table tonight who is a person of faith, and how important faith is to our community, that we want to be accepted at our churches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree, but I'm kind of, I waver a little bit the other way on that. I don't necessarily know about the state telling me at my church that I should marry people. Mm-hmm. If I'm Baptist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and the Bible, according to what they believe, mm-hmm. is one thing. I don't think you should be able to come in and say, okay, we're going to have to marry gay people. That's just my personal opinion on that. Mm-hmm. I think there's other places to get married.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Am I remembering correctly, but wasn't he someone who's on our side?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is on our side.
He is on our side.
Okay, because I found this just a little bit confusing.
It's that's really a bullseye point. By the way, I'm not very far in terms of your position. Church, religious acceptance is far more important to me than the advocacy of hate that mm-hmm. so many evangelicals mm-hmm. propel. Mm-hmm. It's interesting to me as I listened to his comments, I saw a lot of what he said on this. I thought about Andrew Lloyd Webber, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, an Englishman. He penned a very famous song, "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina," talking about Eva Perón. And I was thinking about the Archbishop of Canterbury. Don't cry me, your observation, because the number one place he's under pressure from are other bishops and leaders in his own church. Mm. The Church of England internally is the one that is creating this. So when he's talking about being bullied, he's talking about his own flock bullying him to say we must modernize, and the Archbishop is slow to that. So he's not, from his standpoint, he's not saying I'm discriminating against the LGBTQ community. I'm an advocate. Mm-hmm. I just don't want our church to marry LGBT. Now, there's a difference, and from our community, we want it all, it seems like.
We do.
And so we have the ability to understand what he's saying, and even whether we agree or we disagree, the bullying he's talking about is probably something that he's going to succumb to, because mm-hmm. the Church of England is changing, and many American churches are changing, and the ones that are the most evangelical, they are going to say, we can survive this, or we can't, mm-hmm. Because most of the bullying is going to come from inside. Mm. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.